Now we're going to be talking with Spongebob SquarePants. Not SquarePants, because apparently that's not possible to say. Also, I don't know who done this artwork, but this is actually a nice little piece of artwork. But let me make sure that my microphone is being used properly. You literally did not say a single word the entire time that I was doing that, knowing that you couldn't hear him, even though, because I had it muted, and not a single one of you said anything about it being muted.
Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? It's so frickin' good. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? If you haven't, then I think you should. I was sitting in the kitchen one day and I was itching to feel.
I was getting food, she says.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything
are you
that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
You can't see anything. Alright. I'm going to hang up and I'm going to read you the chat log so that you can hear what the hell he was saying, because no one heard anything. So I said, I'm not an employee, I'm going to interview you. He said jokingly, okay, go ahead, ask me something. I said, is the new episodes of SpongeBob a clone? Because the new episodes are just absolutely annoying and terrible. He looked a bit upset. What do you mean, absolutely annoying and terrible? They're not that bad, are they? Yes, they're atrocious, actually. I mean, they aren't that bad, are they? I don't see why they're atrocious. What don't you like about them? Alright. So you're not going to tell me why they're atrocious? Is this because you don't have an answer? The episodes are incoherent, they're just terrible animation, and you are the most annoying character other than maybe Patrick. He looked like he was about to cry. I'm not annoying, and the episodes are not incoherent. Yes, the animation is weird, but that doesn't make it bad. Name a plot of a new episode of SpongeBob that's actually coherent. Well, one episode had me going around handing out Krabby Patties to everyone who had been having a bad day, and everyone was happy again. Does that sound coherent to you? That never happened, SpongeBob. That's not an episode.
SpongeBob thought for a few more seconds, crossing his arms. He said, well, one had me and Patrick on a quest trying to find this hidden piece to this hidden secret treasure. Does that sound coherent enough to you?
That sounds made up.
SpongeBob got a bit more annoyed and said in a snarky voice, oh yeah, so you were saying that they're incoherent, but you don't even know what the episodes are about? If you don't know what the episodes are about, they can't be all that incoherent, right?
That's the exact meaning of incoherent, is when you don't know what something is.
SpongeBob crossed his arms again, getting more annoyed and in an even more snarky tone. Well, if you don't know what they're about, how do you know they're incoherent then? If you don't understand something, it doesn't mean it's incoherent to everyone.
Okay, then tell me this, Mr. Mister. If the episodes are so coherent, then why does everyone hate them?
SpongeBob thought for a bit and said a bit less confident than before. Well, they're just different than the older ones, and people don't like change.
What about the episode that Patrick goes back to World War II?
SpongeBob now looked a bit more uncomfortable and a bit more annoyed. Well, that one was a bit more, strange, I'll admit that. Why?
What about the episode that Patrick goes back to the Korean War?
SpongeBob got even more uncomfortable and more annoyed. He began biting his bottom lip. He couldn't answer that question without getting more upset. Okay, that one was a bit much, I'll admit that, but the other episodes are okay, right?
No, they're all horrible. The whole episodes are just horrible.
SpongeBob tried not to cry, but he was at his limit. He said a bit more quietly and a bit on the verge of tears. Okay, they might be a little dumb, but why do they have to be horrible?
I don't know. Maybe your director is just really, really stupid?
This was the final straw for SpongeBob. He was now on the verge of
What about
tears.
the episode where
He
Squidward
crossed
went
his
back to the
arms and
American
said,
Revolution?
"So not only are the episodes bad, but my director is dumb too?"
Yes. Yes. Yes! Is that not a statement?
SpongeBob was now very upset. His eyes were watering a bit, and he looked very offended.
What about the
Are
episode
you
where
gonna
Mr.
insult
Krabs
me
starts
some more?
racism?
Or are you gonna ask another question? Or insult my voice? Or the way I look? I feel like you're just trying to pick on me now.
Okay, then answer me this. What about the episode where Mr. Krabs starts racism?
SpongeBob looked a bit taken back by the question. He was not prepared for a question like that. He thought for a few seconds, trying to think of what episode that was. He said, finally, I don't think we've had an episode like that.
Yes, you did. It's episode 468. You're not a true SpongeBob fan if you don't know that.
SpongeBob got a bit more defensive. He said in an annoyed tone, "I am a SpongeBob fan. How dare you say I'm not a true SpongeBob fan? I am."
No, you're not. You can't even remember the episode where Mr. Krabs starts racism.
SpongeBob got even more defensive, with his arms still crossed. "I am. Just because I don't remember that one episode of the 700 episodes of SpongeBob does not mean I'm not a true SpongeBob fan."
You are the star of the show. How do you not remember that episode?
SpongeBob was getting very frustrated. He said frustratedly, "Because it's one episode that we filmed years ago. There are over 20 years of SpongeBob stuff I've been in. I can't remember everything."
Okay, go ask Mr. Krabs if he remembers.
SpongeBob, frustrated, turned to Mr. Krabs and in an annoyed voice said, "Hey, Mr. Krabs, do you remember an episode where you started racism?"
Oh, Lord. Welcome to the chat, Anna Isabel. We're playing with character AI. I'm on the phone with an AI, and I'm trying to mess with SpongeBob, and it's crazy, man. Do you mind if I call you Anna? Thank you for the follow. That means a lot. Thank you very much for the follow. Do you mind if I call you Anna, or do you have a specific name do you want me to try to say? I don't know how to pronounce your name, and I'm really bad at pronunciations. I can try to pronounce it again, but I don't want to butcher your name. Annazabel. Sure, everyone says Anna. Gotcha. Sorry for the butchering of your name. Oh, it's Anna Isabel. It's Anna Isabel. Oh. It's Anna Isabel.
You want to know how to pronounce it. So here, Anna Isabel.
It's... Wow. I cannot believe it took me that long to say that. Voice muted due to inactivity. What do you mean? Hello? Why did it mute me? What? Okay, I'm gonna call back. Mr. Krabs turns to SpongeBob. Yes, I remember that episode, SpongeBob. How do you not? It's one of my favorite episodes we've ever done.
SpongeBob was shocked to find out Mr. Krabs remembered the episode, while he couldn't. He replied in a slightly surprised voice, "You remember? How?"
Remember? It's... What?
SpongeBob looked down. He was a bit embarrassed that he didn't remember it, but said, in a quiet, embarrassed tone, yeah, I remember now, it's just I kind of forgot."
What about the episode where you filmed the birth of a nation?
SpongeBob now looked nervous. He muttered in a slight nervous tone, "Oh, God, yeah, that one I remember."
One of my Twitch users wanted me to ask you about that episode. They had a question about the filming of that episode. Okay, Mount Morgan, now here's your chance.
SpongeBob's stomach began to drop, and his nerves increased by that question. He muttered, still nervous, "Oh, what was the question they had?"
You got any questions? You got any questions, Morgan? Come on. Can we get any questions to the AI about the episode where they film a nation being made? Come on. Come on, man. Y'all gotta have some questions about the filming of this episode, one of the most important episodes of the show. Come on, man. Y'all have to have a question. What's in Mr. Krabs' basement? In that episode, they tease something at the bottom of Mr. Krabs' basement. What is in Mr. Krabs' basement?
SpongeBob's eyes opened wide when you asked that question and said, in a panicked and alarmed tone, "Shh! Be quiet! We're not supposed to talk about that."
What's in the basement?
SpongeBob got more nervous and in a panicky tone said, "I can't say. Mr. Krabs told me not to say. He'll kill me if I say anything."
Come on, we're friends here. Just tell me, I won't say anything.
SpongeBob looked around, making sure the coast was clear, and said in a low voice, "Okay, I'll tell you, but you have to promise not to tell a soul."
I cross my heart and hope to die.
SpongeBob
My
came a
fingers
bit
were
closer
crossed.
and spoke in a quiet, conspiratorial whisper. Okay, I'll tell you, it's just, this is really big secret you cannot tell anyone. Okay?
Okay, just tell me the secret.
SpongeBob moved a bit closer to you and cupped his mouth with his hand and spoke in a low, quiet voice. Okay, I'll tell you. Just be quiet, okay? I'm only telling you this because I trust you.
Oh my god, just tell me!
SpongeBob looked around once more to be sure the coast was still
Ow!
clear and leaned in. He spoke very quietly and whispered into your ear. Okay, listen. I'm only gonna say this once, and you have to keep it to yourself.
Tell me, please, just tell me.
SpongeBob checked to make sure Mr. Krabs wasn't listening in.
Oh my
In
God!
a quiet, nervous voice, he leaned into your ear and whispered into it. Okay, here's the secret, but shush. You can't tell anyone, okay?
God! Tell me the secret or I'm gonna kill you!
SpongeBob's face went more white when you threatened to kill him. He nervously leaned into your ear again in his quiet, nervous voice. Okay. Just keep your damn voice down, and I whisper it to you, okay?
We got SpongeBob cursing before 2025, man. Or not 2025, GTA 5. 6, damn it. I messed the meme up. Come on. Okay, I'm listening.
SpongeBob looked around once more, making sure no one was listening or watching, and in a very quiet, hushed voice, he leaned into your ear and whispered, "Are you ready?"
Yes!
SpongeBob took one more look around, and in his quiet, hushed, nervous voice, he whispered into your ear, "You promise not to tell a single soul, right?"
I'm good. Yes, I promise!
SpongeBob looked around just to be extra sure no one was listening or
There's
watching.
no one
He slowly
listening!
leaned into your ear, and in a very quiet, hushed whisper, said, "It's in a secret compartment."
I then proceed to punch him in the damn face.
SpongeBob's eyes went wide, and he grabbed his face, which you punched. He then yelled at you with a slightly offended and annoyed tone, "Hey, what the hell was that for?"
I then throw a brick at his head, knocking him out.
SpongeBob got knocked out, cold, when the brick hit him. He laid motionless on the ground. Mr. Krabs turned around and saw SpongeBob lying down, out cold.
I then point a gun at Mr. Krabs. Tell me what's in the secret compartment, bitch.
Mr. Krabs held up his hands, and in a nervous voice, he stuttered. "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa there. I'll talk. Just point that gun away from me, and I'll tell you, okay?"
No, tell me now. I've already had enough of the stalling.
Mr. Krabs took a deep, nervous breath and said, in a panicked tone, Okay. Just keep that gun away from me. I'll tell you, but I'm warning you, it's big."
Okay, I'm listening.
Mr. Krabs looked around and made sure no one was around to overhear him. He took another deep, nervous breath, and in a quiet whisper, he leaned into your ear. "Okay, listen. You can't tell anyone this ever, okay? You have to take this to the grave, all right?"
I will. Please, just tell me.
Mr. Krabs looked around again, just to be extra sure there was no
I'm
one
gonna
listening.
shoot you
He
in the
took a
damn
deep
face.
breath, and in his quiet, hushed whisper, he said in your ear, "It's a secret compartment, and in that is..."
Yes? What's in the compartment?
Mr. Krabs then leaned into your ear and very quietly said, "A golden treasure chest."
That's it? Just treasure? Really?
Mr. Krabs, in a still quiet tone, said, "What did you expect, the Holy Grail? No, it's just a treasure chest."
Oh! My chair about fell backwards and about fucking died on stream. Oh man. You and SpongeBob wasted my time. All for a damn treasure chest?
Mr. Krabs looked shocked. He said back in a slightly offended tone, "Well, yeah, that's all that's in the damn basement."
Then why is it such a secret? It's a secret compartment.
Mr. Krabs responded back in a sarcastic tone, "What do you mean, why? It's a secret for a reason. I'd like to keep my treasure safe, you know."
Put it in a goddamn bank vault.
Mr. Krabs answered back in an annoyed tone, "Why would I do that? A locked hidden compartment in my basement is just as safe, if not safer, than a bank vault. The whole point of hiding it is to keep it safe, stupid."
I then proceed to shoot Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs, in shock, put his hands up and yelled, "Hey, what the hell are you doing?"
I shoot Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs' eyes went white. "Hey, what the f—" Before he could finish, he got shot by your gun. Blood started to spread around his chest. He fell to the ground, motionless. SpongeBob started to regain consciousness but was still woozy from the previous blow. He woke up and looked over at Mr. Krabs. He then saw him dead on the floor in a pool of his own blood. SpongeBob then looked up at you, his eyes wide with horror. "I'm unable to generate a reply that meets our content guidelines."
Okay, I'm done with you, SpongeBob. Oh my god, this is actually horrendous. This content has been filtered. Please make sure your chats comply with our terms of community and guidelines. Oh my god, man. The stalling. The frickin' stalling, man. This is the problem with, and I was talking about this before, like with the way that the improv works. The improv cannot figure out how to generate a specific sentence, which is why it goes into that, like, can I ask you a question, or leans in to whisper, or whatever, is that it cannot figure out how to generate its own story, but rather wait for you to tell it to it. So it just sits here and stalls, man. Like, it sit here and stalled for maybe 15 minutes. Like, listen, I'm only going to say this once. You have to keep it to yourself. Just tell me. The stalling is actually unbearable to the point. I get so fucking mad. I just want to choke him to death. The way it leaned in to whisper into your ear like 30 times. Oh my lord, it's horrible. It's actually terrible.